Hello. Naka-on naman. Hello. Naririnig ako sa dulo. Ayan. Hello, good evening everyone. Gising ba kayo? Nagkape ba kayo? I hope hindi puro sugar tinik nyo kasi malamang matutulog kayo ngayon. Pero sana, just give me a maximum 45 minutes, okay? So, tapusin natin to and I hope magkaroon tayo ng learnings sa 7 codes natin. So sa mga hindi nakabuo, wag kayong mag-alala. We will I think Nino will, later, he will orient us, okay, if you want to catch up with the other codes, okay, if ever ninyo ito na napunuan, okay? So ngayon, I will end this series with the code of legacy. Sige nga, can you say legacy? Okay. When you say legacy, ano yung una nyo naisip? Inheritance, ano pa? May iwan, ano pa? Let me be practical. Ano yung Pag legacy, ano yung naisip? Ha? Mana, ano pa? Mana is very general. Ano pa? Anything. Ako, pag legacy, isa lang naisip ko. Tombstone. Tama. Kaso hindi uso sa Pilipinas eh. Sa atin, ano tawag doon? Apartment. Okay. Ano ba? Yun sa akin, no? Actually, when I say legacy, ang unang naisip ko doon is tombstone or lapida. Tama ba yung Tagalog ko? It's lapida. Okay? So, yun yung naisip ko. But you know what? Legacy is not something that we must fear. Okay? But it's something that we must hope for. Alam niyo ba yun? Kasi lahat po tayo we are designed to leave a legacy here on earth. Alam niyo ba na whether you are a good person or a bad person, is meron po tayong legacy na iiwan. Okay? Kaya isa yan sa mga code na gusto namin i-share sa inyo because the goal of this code is for us to live a life that outlives you. So yun yung dapat na legacy na iiwan natin. So I have a question for everyone. So this is my question. Magsimula tayo sa tanong na to. Can you all read together? Pag kayo ay hindi naman natsugi. When I say we're gone, hindi lang tong nawala ka na sa mundo. Example, working professionals kayo, right? So if ever you will leave your company, what will people remember you? About you or anything about you? Kaya ang legacy hindi lang yan para sa mga mamamatay na. Example, lilipat kayo na ibang kumpanya or magta-transition kayo, di ba? It's either you will be promoted sa ibang department, di ba? Or you will transition into another role or lilipat ka because of a greener pasture, di ba? Mas magandang company. Sino ka na matatandaan nila? Are you someone na kaya yan nawala kasi bad record yan? Di ba? Marami yung nakailang PIPs yan. Maraming IR sa HR. Di ba? Mga ganong bagay, di ba? Or are you someone na, grabe yan. Kaya ako nandito hanggang ngayon because of that person. Di ba? So that is a question na I think dito iikot yung topic natin. Okay? So, ano ba ang legacy? Before, when I was younger, although young pa ako, pero much younger. Hindi na ako young, so malapit na kami pero pasok pa naman tayo sa bingo, no? Wala na kami sa kalendaryo, pero pasok pa kami sa bingo. Okay, so when I was younger, I thought, legacy was all about achievements. Okay, kasi kaya nga legacy ang naisip ko before is dapat maging successful ako in life. Kasi if I won't be successful, anong iiwan ko? Okay? And knowing that I work in a field na kung saan mahalaga ang title sa amin. Okay? And yung kailangan marami kami na-attendan na trainings, marami kaming connections kasi it matters. I thought that was success. Kaya during that time when I was still young in my career, title, recognition, accomplishments is a very big thing for me. Okay, mahalaga yun sa akin. Kailangan yearly nasa peak pa ako or basta meron kaming mga conventions na kailangan ko attenan. Dapat kompleto ako ng ganito. Dapat lagi akong kasama sa ganito. Kasi yun yung mahalaga sa akin during that time. And I thought those things would lead me to tangible tangible or material possessions that I was hoping to have, like a house, diba? Any assets that I would like to have, businesses or eventually investments na pwede kong iwan pag ako naman ang nagkaroon ng anak. But as years pass, I realized something deeper and far more important. That legacy isn't measured by what you've built, but by who you've become and who you've built up. So, ang legacy pala, hindi ito, nakikita mo ba, Grace? I hope nakikita mo. Teka, urong ako. Okay lang. Okay? So, ang legacy pala, hindi ito sa kung ano yung nabuo mo. Hindi yung ano yung naipon mo. Pero kung sino yung naging ikaw at sino yung mga naiangat mo. So, yun yung legacy. Kaya ang legacy, wala yan sa tagal na binuhay mo sa mundo. Hindi ibig sabihin na mas matanda ka, mas maganda legacy mo. Okay? It's all about what? The depth of your impact. Ang tagal mo nga nabuhay, wala ka namang impact. Diba? Kaya lang, the good thing about legacy is what? Ang maganda sa legacy is ito, open for all. All ages, all statuses ng buhay, babae, lalaki, wala po siyang pinipili. Okay? Walang pinipili, mayaman, mahirap, para sa lahat ang legacy. Kasi why? Because legacy is being built on every ordinary day. Okay? Every ordinary day that you have, which becomes a story. Which becomes a story that people will tell about you when you're gone. So, ang legacy pala, hindi mo need ng isang super big moment. Diba? Or big opportunity na, teka, saka na pag ganito na. Pag naka 100 likes na ako. Pag meron na akong followers na kasing dami ni, sino ba? Hindi ko kilala eh. Diba? Ni Mr. Beast. Yun lang kilala ko. Sabi ng asawa ko, hindi, pinakamarami. Diba? Si Mr. Beast, diba? Million, dapat ganon. Doon ko lang masasabi na may legacy ako maiwan. No. But legacy is given for everyone else. At ang maganda po doon, no, you don't have to have a big platform or a very, very big opportunity for you to be what? To experience or to practice this word that we are telling na pag-uusapan natin ngayon, which is legacy. So tonight, I will share with you 3 powerful truths about building a legacy that will last. So number 1 truth is, okay, let us all read together. Okay, ulitin natin. Legacy isn't what you live for people, but it's what you live in them. So when we think of legacy, we usually think of inheritance. Yung sagot kanina, diba? Ano ipapamana mo? Pero hindi po ganon, because the most meaningful inheritance that we can live is not material things. Okay? Actually, the most important thing that you can leave to them is what? Your values, your faith, that leads to what? To your example. Wow, ito yun. You don't have to be like Bill Gates, diba? Or mga Warren Buffett, or yung mga well-known personalities. You don't have to be like them. You just have to have this values, faith, example. So let me tell you a simple story. So do you know this person? Kilala niyo po ito. Hindi ko alam kung kilala ng Gen Z or the younger millennials. So, you know Efren? Feeling ko kabatch ko to. He was tagged as one of the CNN heroes. If you know the Kariton classroom, natatandaan niyo ba yon? Siya ang nagpauso nun. Alam niyo, ang ganda ng story niya kasi later isa-isahin natin bakit. Una, he didn't leave wealth. Wala siyang iniwang yaman. Ordinaryong mamamayan lang po siya. Ang iniwan niya po ay he left values, confidence, and hope. Para kanino? In the hearts of the street children through what? Through his advocacy na tinatawag na Kariton Classroom. Ngayon, nag-research ako kasi inisip ko baka naman lang yun. Lang yun popularity, one day popularity lang. And then I researched what happened. Okay, ito ang nangyari. What happened to his students? Okay, para malaman natin na may legacy. Una, there was a high rate of return to school. doon sa mga street children na na-reach out niya. Alam niyo ba that according to the GMA News, yung out-of-school youth kids, okay, or out-of-school kids na na-reach out ni Efren, alam niyo bang 85 to 90% ang bumalik sa formal schooling? Diba? 90%. Mas mataas pa sa score mo nung nag-aaral ka. 85 to 90%. Isipin niyo yun, ang hirap mag-alaga ng mga bata ngayon, tama? Pero siya, napabalik niya sa formal schooling. Ano pa? Because of this percentage, this is a strong indicator that many students didn't just receive temporary lessons, but they were reintegrated into more permanent education. So anong naipamana ni Efren? Hindi lang temporary relief. Hindi lang temporary, enjoyment or entertainment or even lessons, no? But naibalik niya saan? Sa purpose. Naibalik niya sa pangarap ulit ang mga batang yon, kaya napabalik sila sa pag-aaral. And in fact, many students return to school suggest that the Cariton classroom was effective in its core mission, which is to re-engage the out-of-school youth. Grabe, no? Sabi ko, simple lang yun. Pero nagawa niya. Pangalawa, ano pa nangyari? Nagkaroon ng permanent learning center built. Because of the Cariton classroom model, alam niyo ba na nag-donate ang URC? URC is Universal Robina Corporation, ng isang 2-story school building which is located in Cavite City. At tinatawag na siya ngayon, kasi nag-evolve na itong yung Cariton classroom niya, tinawag na siyang Dynamic Teen Company. Okay? At ito ay nag-cater ng grades 7 to 9, okay? Yun yung kinikater nila at ang curriculum na ginagamit nila is Ensaymava. Ensaymava, di ba? English, Science, Math, and Values. Hindi talaga inalis ni Efren yung VA because he believed that aside from academics, values is important na ma-integrate sa buhay ng mga bata for character formation. Next, nagkaroon ng partnership with the government. O, di ba talagang legacy? Kasi bakit? Hindi lang private company, even the government, nakisama saan? Sa advocacy niya. The DepEd and the DSWD, in-adopt din nila tong concept na to. So I think, as of the survey na nabasa ko, around 200 plus children were reached out using this kind of program. At nakakatuwa kasi yung model na ginamit or sinimulan ni Efren was not just a side project, but it was something that was institutionalized to scale. Sabihin, ginagamit siya ngayon. Kumbaga, yung naisip niyang idea became the foundation of many various agencies na kung paano din sila mag-reach out sa mga out-of-school youths. And most likely, legacy. Why? Because he was able to produce what? Alumni and volunteers from those street children. So some former students became volunteers themselves. For example, if you know Kez Valdez, isa siya sa alumni. Alam ko na feature po siya sa Time Magazine, no? I forgot, meron siyang ginawa, yung Hope something, yung toys. Basta meron siyang ginawa noon at na-feature siya sa Time Magazine. At isa po siya sa alumni ng advocacy ni Efren. Take note, naging worldwide din siya. Worldwide din siya na-interview. So, I believe, if you have that kind of advocacy, meron ka mahihipong tao na magiging katulad din ng legacy mo. And this story of Efren is a powerful example of legacy, wherein students were not just transformed, but they became what? Agents of change. And that is legacy. Okay? Kasi ang totoong legacy po is hindi lang siya asset transfer. But it is actually a character transfer, okay, through relationships. And Efren used those relationships. Kaya lang ang problema kasi sa atin, we value relationships for the sake of our enjoyment. Tama, di ba? For you to feel loved and secured, not to what? Not to transfer character, di ba? To transfer faith and example to other people. And which reminds me of a letter that was written by Paul to Timothy, na sinabi niya doon, nasabi niya kay Timothy, alam mo Timothy, I am reminded of your sincere faith, which was first lived in whom? In your grandmother Lois, and in your mother Eunice. So 3 generations, naipasa ang faith through generations, not through preaching or teaching, but through what? Example of living the right way. So, ganyan po ang legacy. So, the question to answer for this is ito. Actually, gusto ko talaga mag-pause tayo for a moment for this. I think nasa slide siya. Yan. Can we, sige, basahin ko for all of us. I'll give you 1 minute to think about this. Sino ba, or is there someone who plays something valuable inside you? And more importantly, who are you pouring into today? Meron ka bang someone, di ba, in your life right now na may pinasa sa'yo na mahalaga? And then the second question is, meron ka bang pinagpapasahan ngayon? Okay? Kasi kung wala pang pinagpapasahan, then wala ka pa sa point, okay? Na nagsisimula ka na mag-live out ng legacy mo. Kasi bakit? Ikaw pa lang yung pinagpapasahan. But the good thing is what? Nagsa-start ka na. Okay? Because whether we realize it or not, people are watching us. You're all working, office mates yung nakatingin sa inyo. Tama? Hindi lang boss nyo, hindi lang HR nyo. Boss nyo, office mates yung nakatingin sa inyo, your friends, your teammates. Kung may anak ka na, yung mga anak mo. Diba? If you live in a big community, your community, they are watching you. At alam nyo ano pinapanood nila? Hindi yung mga post mo sa Facebook. They're watching your what? Your attitude, your resilience, your faith, your humility. Tinitingnan nila yun. Kasi bakit? Alam nyo bang yun yung nakukuha sa atin? Yun yung nakukuha sa atin. Kaya careful tayo how we live our lives. Diba? Hindi lang sa words that we speak, but everything about us. Kasi nagmumultiply po yung legacy natin, whether it's good or bad. And we don't have, and I don't think na you want to have a kind of country na katulad mo. Gusto mo ba yun? Gusto mo ba lahat ng tao sa Pilipinas katulad mo? Ako, ayoko. Diba? Ayoko. Gusto ko magkaroon ako ng bansa na na talagang, diba, godly, mahal ang sarili kong bansa, diba? Mahal din ang kapwa Pilipino, diba? Sumusunod sa batas. Gusto ko ng ganong klaseng diba? Hindi ako perfect na citizen kasi sometimes I missed out any rules, no? Pero yun yung hinahanap ko. Kaya nga, later on, I will point out another legacy sa point number 3 natin. Sabi ko, Lord, I really wanted to see, diba, the kind of legacy that I've been longing for and looking for. Especially nung nagkaanak ako, no? Sabi ko, kasi nung nagkaanak ako, nag-iba yung ko. Dati kasi pangarap lang eh. Pero nag-iba pala pa nagkaroon ka na ng anak, no? You're really serious of really having or praying and hoping for that kind of legacy na iiwan mo, hindi assets eh. I realize na hindi yun yung ang magpapasecure sa buhay ng anak mo o anak ng mga anak mo, di ba? Or ng mga, your colleagues or everyone else or your family. But it's really the intangible things of life. So kailangan mapakita ko yung sa kanya. Dapat may mga taong magpapakita din ng ganun sa kanya, di ba? Yun yung pinagpe-pray ko. But you know what? Again, if we want to have that kind of legacy, it must start with our life. Dapat mag-start po sa atin yun. At katulad po ni Efren, no? Ang iniwan niyang legasiya ay hindi lang yung kariton sa classroom, kundi yung yung pagbalik ng pangarap sa mga batang iyon. Na feeling nila, wala na silang magandang kinabukasan. Dapat ganun din tayo. Okay? Pangalawang truth is this. Legacy is built one ordinary day at a time. Okay? One ordinary day at a time. Again, tulad ng sabi ko kanina, it doesn't have to be dramatic or grand. You don't have to wait for a big moment, a big achievement, or even a spotlight, no, for you to start or to think about legacy. Because legacy is actually built in the small, ordinary, or quiet days of your life. As in, ibig sabihin, whatever decisions you make today, whatever activities you have in your life right now, any habits, lahat po yan mag-add up saan? Sa iiwan mong legasiya sa mundong ito. Yun po yun. It doesn't have to be grand. I remember this story. Share ko sa inyo. This is a personal story. I have 2 stories. Yung isa is, isa kasi sa isa talaga sa goal ko sa career is hindi lang mag-excel sa work. Lahat tayo gusto mag-excel, di ba? Kasi we want to be promoted, to be recognized. Of course, kasing-kasing, di ba? Kasama yon. Pero alam nyo, na-outlive ko na yung ano na yon, yung mindset na yon. Kasi dumating na ako sa point na hindi na ako masaya pag ako lang yung magaling. So ang goal ko lagi, every time I take any engagements or anything that na ginagawa ko professionally, is to pass on what I know at dapat mas magaling siya sa akin. Natutuwa ako kasi there was this time na kung saan I was able to, when I, pa-promote na ako, supervisor, natuwa lang ako, kasabay ko kasing na-promote, yung dalawa kong staff accountants na naging lead. Tapos, natuwa lang ako kasi for me, yes, na-hit ko yung KPIs, mukha siyang achievement on my end, pero nung tinanong ako, nung TL ko or na manager ko, kung ano sa tingin ko daw, ano achievement ko. Sabi ko, isa lang naisip ko, nung na-promote yung dalawa. Yun lang talaga, kasi yun na yung pinakamasayang part sa career ko during that time na, wow, di ko akalain makapag-produce ako noon. Kasi kung KPI lang, technical knowledge, mas magaling yung ibang leads. Kasi hindi ako masyadong macro kasi ako pagdating sa review, hindi ako masyadong micromanager. Tapos, mas maganda yung mga nila, pero pagdating sa akin, nagulat ako kasi yung team ko nagkaroon ng dalawang lead. So, I'm so happy during that time kasi, wala lang, sabi ko, wow, nakatuwa naman, Lord. Kasi kasabay ko sila na-promote. And I'm so happy kasi why? Because ang comment nila sa akin was, hindi sila na-inspire dahil magaling ako. Kasi alam ko sa sarili ko, hindi ako kasing galing ng iba. Pero na-inspire sila on how I was leading them. Kasi pag nagmi-meeting kami, aside from the agenda, isa lang ang sinasabi ko sa kanila lagi is, guys, I want you to become more expert than me. Kasi that's the goal. Hindi nyo goal na i-hit nyo lang yung natin, yung goal natin, monthly mapasa to and everything. Ang goal natin is what? Maging kayo. By the end of this year, ma-promote kayo. Dapat ma-endorse ko kayo. Okay? So, nagawa ko ba yun? One time, big time? No. It was built on small, ordinary work day. Ginagawa ko yun sa kanila. Pag nagme-mentoring kami monthly, tinuturuan ko sila, ito, na-miss mo ito gawin mo. I mentor them, I coach them, kasi naturuan din ako ng ALC and BLC. Okay? And another one is this. Recently, nakakatawa lang kasi, di ba minsan, ang my day ko, puro anak ko, alam niyo naman. There is one mommy, hindi ko siya close. Sabi niya lang sa akin, ang cute ni baby daw. Nagkonting chat lang kami. And then sabi niya sa akin, alam niyo po, na-inspire ako kasi di ko po alam paano niyo po na-juggle lahat ng ginagawa niyo, but you are still able to do this. Alam niyo, naiyak ako kasi sabi ko, uy, may nakakapansin pala. Kasi sa isip-isip ko, ang hirap pagsamahin ng motherhood, di ba? Personal stuff, leadership, and everything, responsibilities, di ba, and pressures, bahay, and everything. And there were really times, almost every day, that I felt that I am invisible, di ba? As if wala akong na-accomplish. But that one moment, na very slight lang, na hindi ko naman close that mom she's na yan, sabi niya, alam niyo po, nakakatawa. Na-encourage siya. Alam niyo, natutuwa ako sa kanya. Why? Nagme-mentor kasi siya ngayon ng mommy din. Natutuwa talaga ako. Sabi ko, Lord, thank you for that kind of encouragement. Kasi, because of that, nag-iisip pa ako, dapat pala mas maganda, mas positive yung napopost ko, di ba? Kasi who knows? Again, small, ordinary days. Lahat kayo nagpo-post ng my day, right? Why not post something, di ba? That will uplift others. Hindi nyo kailangan pumunta dito sa harap just to speak at doon magsa-start. No. Even in your ordinary days, you can do little things that will lead you to what? To leave a good legacy. Kaya ang legacy po, it's not shaped in the spotlight, but it is shaped in the shadows. So sa mga panahon bang, sa mga panahong walang nakatingin, how do you speak of other people? Sa mga panahong it's easier to say a lie, do you choose to be honest and stand on your ground? Sa mga panahong ikaw ay nagme-make ng quiet sacrifices, are you complaining or do you keep on loving? Diba? In the moment that you are to choose integrity over convenience, anong pinipili mo? Integrity or convenience? Diba? Anything that you do outside the spotlight, lahat yun mag-a-add up saan? Sa iiwan mong legacy. The Bible says, do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time you will reap a harvest. So it's a principle that we will take pagdating sa legacy, because legacy is like a tree. Ang tao nakikita lang ang fruit, tama? We only enjoy the fruit, the visible parts, yung malaking trunk, yung mayabong na dahon. Pero hindi natin nakikita. Ano ba ang nagsusustain sa puno? Roots. Nakikita nyo ba ang roots? Hindi lahat, di ba? You can only see yung mga sumusobra na sa lupa. Pero yung pinaka-root na nasa ilalim, na nung nagsihigip, higip tama ba? Sumisip-sip, okay? Sumisip-sip ng nutrients, di ba, na kumakapit sa lupa, okay? Para mabuhay yung puno na yan, yan ang hindi natin nakikita. So if you're going to relate that in your life, ano yung mga yung hindi nakikitang yan? Yung hidden habits mo. Ano ba yan? Helpful ba yan? Yung private disciplines mo. Diba? Are those godly? And the unseen decisions that other people do not know about you. Diba? Kumusta yun? Kumusta yun? Are those adding up, okay, to a good legacy na maaaring iwan mo? Kaya, I want you to take note of this, no? That every kind act, every right choice, every act of faith, lahat yan, ulitin ko ha, every kind act, okay, mabuting gawa, every right choice, tamang pagpili, tamang decision, and every act of faith, lahat po yan, it builds a foundation that will outlive you. Ulitin ko, those are all basics of our life na everyday mong ginagawa. So, tamain mo na yung maliliit na yun. Kasi why? That will build a foundation that will outlive you. So, I want you to pause and ask yourself this question. What habits am I practicing that reflect the legacy that I want to live? Anong habits? Diba? Kung tamad ka, huwag ka na mag-expect na magkakaroon kang ng masipag na anak. Diba? Tama ba? Kung ikaw ay laging late sa office, huwag ka mag-expect na lahat ng staff mo ay on time. Tama ba ako? Ang hirap kasi pagdating sa performance, ay boss, hindi ka naman on time, diba? Alangan naman sabi mo, manager ako kahit anong oras ako papasok, diba? Pero alam nyo, those are simple things that may ruin, diba? The legacy that you have, okay? Why? Because, let's move forward. Okay, let's take action because legacy doesn't start someday. Legacy starts today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Let's start today. Kung pwede nga, mamaya pag-uwi natin, diba? And number 3, the third one is this. Okay, that legacy is not about people. It's about people, not possessions. So, simple lang. Hindi siya about possessions. It's all about people, because at the end of our lives, only one thing continues. At ano po yun? At the end of our lives, only one thing continues. It's our legacy, which includes our relationships with people. Title fades. Trophies. Uso pa ba trophies? Naalala ko, naglilinis kami kasi maglilipat ng bahay sila mama sa Cavite. Nakita ko yung mga medals ko. Elementary, high school. Wala na, tarnish na. Sabi ko, wala talaga. Pag mga achievements, wala. Diba? Businesses change hands. Money gets spent. Nauubos din. But people will carry your impact wherever they go. So kung meron ka mang-iisipan about legacy, it's all about people. Okay? So this is the story I want to share. So kilala nyo na to. Very famous. Mayor Vico Sotto. Siyempre, ako po ay Pasigenyo, kaya hindi na ako lalayo, diba? Ako po ay Pasigenyo, no? And I know Pasig for very long time kasi naabutan ko po yung dynasty bago po si Vico Sotto. Okay? So sino ba si Vico Sotto? So one of the youngest mayor in our generation. So, anong story niya? Okay, for this legacy about people. When he took office, ito yung mga ginawa niya. He did something rare in the Philippine politics. Number one is he led with transparency and honesty. First time po in the history of Pasig na ang bidding ay ginawang online. Na-experience ko, nag-work po ako ng summer job sa Pasig during the time of Eusebio. Alam nyo ba ang bidding doon ay hindi online? Nasa infrastructure building ako at nagulat po ako na may lagay-lagay pala yan sa mga architect and engineer. At napagalitan pa ako kasi estudyante ako, inutusan ako, babaha kay engineer ganito, nakalimutan ko na, papirmahin mo yung blueprint. Ibaba naman ako, malay ko ba? Sabi ba naman sa akin ng engineer, si ano ba to? Ang nagutos sa'yo, si ano ba? Opo. Sabihin mo, di ko pipirmahan yan. Ay, syempre, akit lang ako, estudyante pa ako eh. Sabi ko, ma'am, ayaw daw po pirmahan ng engineer. Sabi naman nagutos sa akin. Talaga to si engineer, pag walang 5K, hindi pipirma. Syempre, hindi ko naman nag-gets, di ba? Alam nyo, nag-gets ko lang siya nang patapos na yung summer job na yan. Na ganun pala yung ano doon. Lahat ng contractor na pumupunta doon may dala. May dala. So, kung hindi pagkain, hindi ko na alam kung ano yung iba. Paano ko nalaman? Kumakain din kasi ako ng pagkain. So, there's no transparency and honesty. Okay? Pero pagdating kay Vico, nagulat ako, everything was changed. Tapos yung office doon, dati may mga harang, ngayon, open windows. Tapos nakakalat ang kanyang mga hindi naman bodyguards, mga officers. Tapos may mga civilians doon na hindi mo alam, bantay pala niya. Okay? Everything was very visible from budgets, projects, procurement. Sayang wala si Jasmine dito. No? She works in the Pasig City Hall at makaka-attest siya na ito yung pagbabago doon. Everything was open to people to see. Suddenly, alam nyo, after noon, kasi counselor pa lang siya, di ba? Nung tumakbo siya as mayor, ito yung mga nilinis niya. It took him, I think, 1 term, okay, para ma-establish tong process na to. At nakakatuwa because he won again the race, okay, the following term, hindi dahil magaling siya, kundi nakuha niya ang respeto at trust ng mga tao sa Pasig. And take note, ang kalaban niya po ay hindi lang basta-basta, but a very, very big name in the politics of Pasig. Kaya isa sa mga signature ni Vico is transparency. So pag sinabing Vico, transparency yan. Pangalawa is he prioritized ordinary people, not power. So, ayun, during his time, naban na po yung political favors. In Tagalog, yung mga padrino. Alam niyo ba yun? Padrino yung yung backer ba? Tama ba? Backer, okay, puta ka ganito. Diba? Kasi, paano ko nasabi? Nakapasok lang kasi ako sa scholarship kasi binakar lang ako nung kakilala ni Papa. Yung kung si Papa ko maparaan, ikaw lang paano siya nakahanap ng makakausap na ipasok ako sa scholarship during that time. And ang daming hindi nakapasok na sila, alam niyo yun, yung qualified sila kasi hindi naman, di ba dapat ang scholar yung hindi naman talaga kaya magpaaral. Okay? So marami yun. So there were unnecessary red tape during that time, but because of Vico, lahat yan nabawasan pa unti-unti and totally, I think, sinabi niya during in his interview na he can really say that his government is 100% free of red tapes. Okay? At ito po, I think during in his time, everyone became visible. Mula single parents, tricycle drivers, market vendors, and even students. Alam niyo, ang laki ngayon ng scholarship ng students na Pasig. During my time, 2,000 lang per sem. Ngayon, 35,000 minimum. Pero pag nursing student ka, that's 56,000 per sem. Diba? Tapos pag cum laude ka, laude ka ha, 20, 30, I think 50 pa nga ata. Tapos sa mga, alam ko may free laptop pa, tama ba? Or iPads or what? Grabe. All because of what? Because of number one. Because of his transparency in terms of the bidding, nakatipid po ang Pasig kaya nagkaroon ng budget ang education. And there were health centers. Lahat ng barangay may tigi-isang health centers. Okay? And then, ang employees po, I think, I'm not sure if totally nawala na yung mga, anong tawag ng contractual? Inalis na yun ni Vico lahat na regular niya. Okay? Which is tama lang. Kasi why? Because the government must exist to serve people and not, the people to serve the government. So, ginawa niya yan. And then next is what? He lived simply. Di ba, nakikita nyo naman siya, ordinary employee, naka-ID. Di ba, wala siyang body, I'm not sure kung may bodyguard, pero wala siyang convoys. Okay? Meron pa nga mga candid videos na wala na siyang magawa, kailangan niya magpa-selfie. Diba? Kailangan niya yumakap. There's no self-promotion on his end. Okay? Kaya lang, ang maganda lang kay Vico, even though he is simple, di ba, yung message niya mas nagiging maingay. Pwede pala yun, simpleng tao ka pero mas nagiging maingay yung mensahe mo. Because his advocacy is what? That legacy is about character and not image. He worked on his character, not on his image. And lastly, ito yung pinakagusto ko, he modeled courageous leadership. In the position that he is in right now, ang hirap po maging leader. Okay? Kasi why? Hirap sa politics Diba? Hirap. Pero wala Pinush niya yung conviction niya. And what? He pushed with courage. And one thing that I noticed about his life in terms of leadership is this. Pwede ka palang maging kind, but still strong in personality. You can lead with integrity without becoming self-righteous. And you can serve without needing to be celebrated. Pwede pala yun. Pwede pala yun na mag-serve ka na walang walang celebrations or recognitions na need. Kasi in his mindset, for him, all he wants to do is what? To lead, diba? To lead the people, to serve the people. So, pag nakikita niyo po ngayon, wala kayong makikitang labels dyan sa mga infrastructure niya. Walang letter E, walang letter S, walang V. Everything is what? Neutral. Kasi Vico wants to be remembered, okay, because of his governance, okay, of his leadership, hindi sa mga buildings or awards na nakukuha niya. Because for him, legacy is about people and not power or possessions. So, up until now, he is continuing to touch the lives of people. Kaya nga, nakakatawa kasi nung nag-i-emerge yung pangalan ni Vico, nag-i-emerge na rin yung mga young politicians na halos katulad niya. Which is very good. Okay? So, sana ganon din tayo. Sana ganon din tayo. Hindi natin maging lead ng katulad ni Vico Soto. But in our own way, is what? We can uplift people. Diba? Sa office nyo, baka naman may mga, hindi naman depressed, no, but someone who's lost their way in their career, baka it's time naman for you to talk to them and empower them and to encourage them. And when you encourage them, wag nyo lang silang ipacify sa lungkot nila or sa rants nila, but you put courage in them to do what is right. Diba? Kasi pag nagawa nila yung tama nila at nag-flourish sila, that is your legacy. Okay? Now, let us pause and let me ask you this question. Who are the people that God has placed in your life to influence? Sino? For sure, meron. Kasi wala sa inyo nag-work mag-isa sa kumpanya. Tama? May kasama kayo. Pwedeng work from home lang kayo, pero may office mates kayo. Lahat tayo, may mga taong nilagay si Lord para alin? Para influensyahan natin. But the question is, anong klaseng influence ang iniiwan nyo? Okay? Because when we talk about real legacy, legacy is not just about having crowds to follow you, but it's all about connection. Sabi nyo connection. Okay? And with line with connection, there are these things that we need to consider, especially in our generation. Ito ang reality ng generation natin ngayon na uso ang relativism. Tama ba? Relativism. Okay? So, uso yan. Ibig sabihin, sometimes yung truth mo is nakabase lang sa kung ano yung pwede sa'yo. Okay? But you know what? Kung gusto mo maging relevant sa mundong to, hindi mo need makiayon lang sa kung ano yung tingin mong tama. Okay? You have to choose. Sabihin nyo choose. You have to choose the right influences that will shape your legacy. Piliin mo. Kasi pag nagkamali ka ng pipiliin, sayang naman, nabuhay ka na ng 80 years old, hindi pa maganda yung naiwan mo, di ba? So, paano pipiliin? Okay, every day, you're exposed to many voices. Tama? Hindi lang voices ng nanay mo or ng alarm clock mo, kundi sa social media. Okay? ChatGPT, dagdag nyo pa. Lahat ng AI tools, dagdag nyo yan. Okay? Those are part of the voices that we hear. Okay? You scroll, you read, tapos hanggang dumating ka sa point na magko-compare ka na, tama? You compare, bakit siya ganun? Ganito para ako. Kaya mangyayari sa'yo, sample, kunwari, ang hinanap mo, nakita mo yung friend mo, successful. Nagpakita ng cheque or kung ano man yung pinakita niya, finlash niya. Paano ako magkakaroon ng ganun? Ito lang income ko. Ang hahanapin mo, hahanap ka tuloy ng reels na paano magkaroon ng extra income, di ba? So, hahanap ka, may madaming trends, di ba? Use Canva. Di ba? Gawa ka na ganito sa Canva or madami ko na yung mga affiliates na blah, blah, blah. Mag-vlog ka, di ba? Mga ganyan. You tend to chase trends. Those are trends. Alam niyo ba yun? Trends yun. Okay? At pag chinis mo yung trends, what you are doing is what? You try to fit in, right? You are just trying to fit in. Pero ang totoo nun, hindi naman talaga para sa'yo yun. So, in my journey, one thing that I realized is that not every voice deserves a place in your mind, in your heart, and in your life. Kaya I agree with Coach John when he said that sometimes you need to make unnecessary endings in your life. Sabi may mga ika-cut off ka talaga. Kasi why? Because they're not helping you anymore. They're not helping you grow. So, ano yung mga voices na dapat pinapakinggan natin? Okay, ulitin ko. There are voices that you need to listen to and voices that you need to shut down or silence. So, ano yun? Number 1, choose influences that leads you back to God's purpose and design. Hanapin mo yun. Sabihin, hanapin mo yung mga tao na tutulong sa'yo para bumalik ka saan? Sa purpose or sa design sa'yo ng Diyos. Pinag-usapan natin to, diba? Week 1. Ay, pinag-usapan natin to. I think, dinagdagan pa to ng purpose. I think of Romer. Tama ba ako? Is it Romer? Diba? Dinagdagan tayo ng purpose. So, hanap kayo. Sino-sino to? Isipin nyo na, ito yun. Lista mo na yan sa isip mo, kausapin mo agad bukas. Pangalawa, choose influences that help you love better, serve better, and grow consistently. Hanapin mo sila. And pangatlo, choose influences that strengthen your soul and not just your image. Ano ba? Picturean daw nila. Ano ba? Gusto nyo ba ng picture? Okay? Ulitin ko. Una, hanapin nyo, piliin nyo yung mga influences, mga taong tutulong sa inyo bumalik sa purpose nyo. Alam nyo bakit? Pwede kasing ang galing mo sa work mo ngayon, pero hindi ka masaya. Okay? Pero pag nahanap mo yung trabaho na mag-fit sa design mo, sa skill set mo, sa purpose mo, alam nyo, kahit maliit ang sahod, kaya nyong tumanda doon. Kasi bakit? Ang sayang gawin eh. Diba? At ang tao, alam niyo yung hierarchy, right? Sa umpisa lang yan. Pero habang tumatanda kayo, pag hindi nyo mahit yung pinakataas, what? You will feel empty at the end of the day. Diba? Kaya advice ko sa mga younger gen, kung hindi talaga para sa'yo yung trabaho niyan, you have to find your purpose. Sayang ang panahon. Don't be like me. Diba? Oo, CPA ako, pero kung meron man ako, sabi ko nga, Lord, kung bibigyan mo ako ng panahon para bumalik, gusto kong maging gusto ko talaga sa service. It's either wanted to become a doctor, a nurse, a flight stewardess, or a teacher. Yun lang. Kung babalik lang ako sa panahon na hindi ako mag-CCPA. Nadaya lang kasi ako ng classified ads. During my time, classified ads. Ngayon, job street na, saka Indeed. Okay? Okay. Pangalawa, ulitin ko. Kaya ko siya inuulit, mahalaga to guys. Kasi lalo na ngayon kailangan nyo to. Influences that will what? Help you love better. Kung tingin mo magaling ka na magmahal, hanap ka pa ng tao na tutulungan kang magmahal ng tama at maayos. Okay? Mag-serve ng mas maayos, mas malalim pa, with a purpose. And grow consistently, hindi yung one time, big time lang. Dapat consistent yung growth. Okay? And lastly, choose influences that strengthens your soul, your inner part, your inner man. Hindi lang yung image. Image fades. Diba? It fades. Ang daling masira ng image. Pero if you strengthen your inner man, Kahit anong mangyari, hindi ka matitibag. Kasi why? Very strong yung alin, yung faith mo, yung principles mo in life, your moral values. Okay? Why do we need to choose? Because the voices that you follow today will determine, okay, the legacy that you will leave tomorrow. So at the end of the day, alam nyo, mahalaga pa rin, you choose the right people to be with. Okay? So, I think that's all. I hope may natutunan kayo, no? At ako, isa lang ang takeaway ko for everyone. I think we have different generations here. We have Gen Zs, walang Gen Alpha, di ba? Walang yun pa yung Gen Alpha. Gen Zs, younger millennials and older millennials. Uy, walang boomers. Wala ring Gen X, di ba? Iba-iba man tayo ng generation, iisa lang ang principle na ginagamit natin. Okay? And I hope we choose to follow the right principles. Please, choose to leave the right legacy. Kasi hindi lang kayo ang mag-earn yan, kundi yung apo nyo, hindi lang anak nyo. Bababa na ako, apo nyo at apo ng mga apo nyo. And you will thank yourself someday, buti na lang nakinig ako. Okay? So yun lang. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the night.